You were listening to Charting Crypto for August 24, 2022. We're going to start with the New York Stock Exchange Bitcoin Index on our weekly chart. This is our old reliable price percent oscillator and derivative oscillator. What do we see going on? Derivative oscillator still positive. We can see where we had things try to cross over back on the week ending the 12th, and then ending the 12th, ending the 19th, and then so far this week, as things have slowed down and just started strangling to death in the crib, might be what we call that. We look at the 2-day chart, and again, you can see where it crossed over all the way back on the 18th that was the 18th of July. Went up for 2 more weeks, then down for 2 weeks, then sort of tracked along sideways trying to go up and then heading down. Now we've got a solid green candle on these charts. These are, of course, as always, Heikin Ashi. That solid green's a slowdown in the go down, a slowdown in the down movement. Derivative oscillator's gone to red, price percent oscillator positive, but heading down. So again, what we have here is a slowdown in Bitcoin. What is it we want to see for these markets to take off? We want to see Bitcoin blasting away from the red signal line. We saw a couple of weeks, if we go back to late March, early April, we saw where Bitcoin tracked up for 2 weeks and then rolled over hard going down. We saw where Bitcoin, had moved up, really bumping up there, up to a high of 68,411.70. Then jamming down, sliding sideways, giving a little bit of hope it wasn't going to end. Then down another 4 weeks. Then sideways for a while, those 2 weeks of up movement, and then down again. Where is it going? Is it going to tap again along this bottom somewhere in the $19,000, $20,000 mark and hang out there and just make that a nice firm bottom? We don't know yet. We still see the blue over red. We're just waiting to see how Bitcoin settles out. We've got to have some nice, strong up movement to make us feel good about that. That 2-day rolls over. If it rolls over with it, of course, that's not going to make us feel good at all. Of course, we look at these charts. We see that huge down day last Friday, the 19th, again followed by more red candles on Monday, and then sort of Tuesday and Wednesday just sliding sideways there. So keep in mind, struggling. These crypto markets are struggling. If we look at the Grayscale Bitcoin on the weekly chart, of course, you can see again trying to cross over, going up, derivative oscillator in the green, but a red down week trying to form again. We look at the 2-day, down movement, very similar to what we see in the New York Stock Exchange Bitcoin Index. Again, things just tough. Now, what's going on with Ethereum? This is the Grayscale Ethereum. As we look at it, we can tell where things did cross over nicely that week of Friday, ending Friday the 5th of August. And of course, as things crossed over, went up the following week, slowing down last week, and then down movement this week. Price percent oscillator, though, still going up. Derivative oscillators about flat. So we'll see how things settle out in Ethereum. We look at that 2-day chart. Of course, we can see again where things peaked and have blown through that 2-day trend line, sitting right there on the weekly. Let an alarm bell go off if things really cross over strong going down on that 2-day chart. Now, as we continue to push through things, of course, in the daily broadcast on Wednesday, when we went over for you what's up with XDC BTF. That, of course, is the VanEck Bitcoin Strategy Exchange Traded Fund, which is traded on the market. We can see again where it's trying to stay above on that weekly chart on the price percent oscillator, derivative oscillator, losing a little bit of momentum, but quite green. So we'll see if things again recover and start to bound up. That would be great. Hasn't done that yet. Let's check out where we are on BITW. We like to look at that because that shows us the top 10 cryptocurrencies weighted as per market size. Where are they? Well, they crossed over also back on the week ending the 12th of August, and then just sort of slowed down last week and moving down this week. Derivative oscillator just about flat. So again, we look at where things are on the 2-day, and we can see again where things moving down. Still positive though. So you can really see too, if you look at the Bollinger Bands, how much they have tightened up as volatility has waned and things have just flattened. So keep that in mind when it comes to the rest of the crypto market. When we look at things like the blockchain, and let's go back to the weekly chart. The Global X Blockchain and Bitcoin Strategy ETF, again, these funds are all related in the crypto market. Down week, again, crossed over going up, but really sliding sideways and down. Would love to see these bounce off and head up. Everything over the last 2 weeks really slowing down in all these various charts. So just keep that in mind. It's nice to see the price percent oscillator above the red signal line, but again, things just really slowing. That doesn't mean that we can't have things recover. We can't see it led by the 2-day chart in all of these charts moving over, going up the 2-day time frame, and then really watching that daily chart bound up. But where things are right now, what we see is just lots of struggling in this price movement. So we'll keep our eye on things. We'll try to remain hopeful, but we're not going to be foolish. We always love to hear from you. Don't hesitate to reach out and email us anytime. cw@chartingwealth.com. It's our pleasure to bring Charting Crypto to you every week, Wednesdays, for our Patreon supporters. If you want it early, consider becoming a Patreon supporter. The things you support tend to stay around. God bless, my friends. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World Headquarters.